Howdy folks, Tex here. Welcome to Southern Belle Bigfoot. Let me introduce y'all to a great friend of mine, Celena.
Hey y'all, I'm Celena. I started this channel because I had my own encounter, and I know what it's like to be ridiculed and unable to share my experiences. I want to give everyone a safe haven to share their encounters with these magnificent beings. I love to hear yours as well. Please email them to me at cwlenagarrett@gmail.com. And if you'd like to support me in my journey to the truth, my Cash App is $sign Celena Bigfoot, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Well.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Southern Belle Bigfoot. And I have Mr. Wonderful Randy helping me out tonight, stepping in for Tex. We appreciate Randy. Thank you so
problem.
much. I don't know what I'd do without the two of them, I'm telling you. We have a special guest tonight, y'all. We're going to refer to her as Cinder. She is not wanting to disclose her real name due to people wanting to come on her property and see the things that she sees weekly. This woman has had some encounters and some experiences you wouldn't believe. And the good thing about that is she brought it with her. So that would be the difference is in a lot of people, you know, their encounters is she's been taking pictures and she's got all the evidence you need. And of course, picture it larger and picture it, you seeing it in person. Randy's going to bring them up here in a minute, but I'd like to bring her out. She's from Washington State. We're going to just call her Cinder. Hey, Cinder. How are you?
How you doing? Hey, Celena.
Thank you so much for being here, sweetheart.
You're very welcome.
It feels funny calling you Cinder because I know your real name. I want so bad to say it, but I'm not.
My husband would shoot me.
Well, like I said, we appreciate Randy. Certainly appreciate you.
Anytime.
It looks
Thanks,
so
Randy.
pretty behind you, Cinder. Like the scenery behind you looks so pretty.
Oh, thank you. I was trying to figure out where to do this at, so I figured
That's
that
the
was gonna be
perfect
good.
place. It is gorgeous behind you.
Thank you.
But I am going to let you lead into how you first had your first experience and go from there. I'm going to turn you loose.
Okay. Well, my name's Cinder. I'm from Washington, Seattle area, suburban. In 2002, I was sitting in my living room and I heard this awful scream of a dog. And I thought a dog got hit out on the road. So I immediately jumped out of my seat, went out on the balcony, and I went towards the road. I can't really see it because it's surrounded by trees, but I went towards the road and I didn't hear it. And then it started coming from the noise in my back of my property. And so I walked to that side of the balcony and I'm over there looking, and I just hear this dog whining, and all of a sudden this beagle, I've never seen a beagle before, I had to look it up to make sure what kind of dog it was. It come running out of the back and it was swinging its head back and forth like it was confused or it was delirious of some sort. I don't quite understand why it was bobbing its head back and forth. Once it came out of the forest, I yelled at it and it started running towards me, and it was still shaking its head back and forth, and it ran underneath my deck where I am right now and then ran out to the road area. Well, then I'm like, well, that's weird. You know, I have never seen that dog before, for one. And then I started looking back out at the back 40 there, and I saw a huge coyote come out, and he was wigging his head back and forth the same way as the beagle was. And I went, well, that's really weird. Then it came over, and I kind of give you a picture. I got a pump house over here. You see it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. It went on the pump house, and it was on my side, so I could see it. And it put its head around the corner, looking back at the property, looking for something back there. And then it was acting really weird. And then it took off and went behind me where I am right now, behind me and ran that way. And I'm like, well, what the hey is going on? And all of a sudden I see this Bigfoot, and he had to be about 10 feet tall. He was huge. And the reason I say that, I'll get to, Anyway, I saw him and I went, is that a transient? Because we have them out here, you know. And I thought it must be got a guy in a ghillie suit. And so I yelled at it and I said, hey, and it stopped and it turned and looked at me. And then it started putting its arms out in front of it and doing that motion, you know, and you could see the fat in it, like you do a bear, the jiggly of the fat and the way the skin moves and stuff. And I knew immediately that wasn't a bear or, it was a Bigfoot at that point. So I freaked out and it ran. Huh? Go ahead. What'd you say?
That was none of us.
Yeah, we didn't say anything.
So anyway, it ran behind my garage. And this is in 2002. And my daughter was only 2 years old. And she was sleeping and I ran downstairs to my husband in the computer room and I said, hey, I think I just saw a Bigfoot. And he said, are you sure? What are you talking about? And so he was kind of freaked out because I've never told him a lie that he knows of. Anyway, I said, yeah, I go, it was huge. And it looked at me and it took off on a charge clear behind the garage. So he went out there and he took his AR out there. And at the time, and I'm going to show you again, we cleared the land. If you can see, we cleared the land. And at the time, the land hadn't been cleared yet. And so the blackberry bushes were really high. The grass was really high, probably about, I don't know, maybe 4 feet high. It was really long. Blackberry bushes and all that. Anyway, he went out there with his AR and I said, I can't see you. Where are you? And he holds up the butt of the gun up in the air. And I see probably about, 8 inches of his gun. And I'm like, that can't be, because I saw this thing from the kneecap up, right? Visually, I can see that. And I said, well, how can that be? Because I just don't understand. I go, I don't get it. And so he looked around, he couldn't find any footprints, couldn't find any branches broken, couldn't find any grass laid down, none of that, right? So he just chopped it off as being a bear and kind of poo-hooed it, away. And then I got my notes here. And then after that, in 2006, I started noticing sporadic whistling at me. And I'll try to imitate it and I'll suck at it. But it was like, it's a hoot, like a kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Really loud though, with a perfect pitch.
Yep.
And it started whistling and I'm like, what is that? It caught my attention. So I stopped and I started looking around and I didn't see anything. And then I realized that every time I was outside, I'd get this whistle. And it kind of creeped me out a little bit. I still didn't correlate it together that it was a Bigfoot. Anyway, so that started in 2006. Then in 2010 to 2018, after I had my child, I really couldn't do much, going out there and looking for Bigfoot. And plus I didn't really know exactly what I saw. I mean, I think I saw a Bigfoot, but without pictures, how are you going to prove it? Yeah. So anyway, in 2010 and 18, I used to take my dog and we'd walk the property, and I'm on 6 acres. And my neighbors have at least 10 acres apiece. So I'm kind of surrounded by nothing but trees out here. And so are my neighbors.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice. I come out here all the time. Anyway, after that, my dog and I would start walking the path and I started finding footprints. Now, the footprints that I found were really sporadic. I was finding footprints like 18 inches long, 8 inches across. And then I was finding it was really weird here. Sorry to skip off. Is that what I noticed with the footprints was that, let's say that it's an even number, right? Like 18 inches and it's 8 inches across. Yeah. Well, I was finding that 10 inches was 5 across and so on, right? That's just something that I caught my attention. Anyway, after that, let's see. Oh, my dog and I, I'd let her out in the morning, and we'd open up the door and we'd see this big black thing, and all of a sudden it would just disappear. It was just gone. And my dog would look at me and I'd look at her, and she's like, "What was that?" And I'm like, "What was that?" So she'd take off out the door and she'd do a round circle around the house. She's a Visa red bone hound. So she's just nothing but her nose to the ground, right? Always on the hunt. Anyway, she didn't find anything, but this happened a lot, coming out the door and seeing a black figure there, and then it dissipate and it was gone.
Yeah.
So after that, it was the summer of 2016. This is really weird. So all these things that are happening, just like your guest from last week, you don't put them all together, just weird stuff happening. Well, so anyway, I'm sitting underneath the deck having a cigarette, and I look out at my property behind me, and I have a big pine tree back there, and it's got a big trunk, and it casts a shadow. Well, my downstairs, and I have to explain this to you real quick, is my downstairs at the time, I had no furniture down here. It was just wood and, somebody's under their deck, how an under deck would look like without being finished, right? Well, for some reason that day, I could see, well, not that day, but anyway, that's how my downstairs looks like. It's got all this wood, and the lights from downstairs cast a shadow out about, I don't know, about 13 feet out, and then also up on the trees. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and that goes to another story. Anyway, I'm standing there having a cigarette, and I see this movement, and I'm like, what was that? And I take a couple of steps closer, and I'm looking at it, and it starts moving. And the weird thing about it, it was doing these jerky moves, and it looked like a crab. I don't know how to explain that, but it was so low to the ground. The way its behavior was like a crab that you see in the ocean, going sideways and just doing sporadic things. Anyway, I took a couple of steps closer to it, and then all of a sudden it charged me, and it came right up to, I'm going to show you again. I got kind of a little hill behind me, right? So it came up right by that hill. Well, the light didn't shine to that area, so it was really black, but I could see it. It looked like a huge crab-like figure. It was low to the ground, had a big head, flat on the top, and short legs. But
We're
it wasn't
hearing that a lot, by the way. We're hearing, the more you explain, we've heard that a lot.
Yeah. So I'm like looking at it going, am I imagining this, But when it charged me, it freaked me out. And my fight flight, this is funny because my body was doing things that I wasn't commanding it to do. And so I just lurched towards it, and I'm blubbering, going, la, 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 not making any words because no words were coming out of my mouth. I was scared to death.
Yeah.
And I kind of charged it too, while it was charging me. And then it stopped right at that hill. And I'm looking at it. It was probably a good 8 seconds. I'm looking at it. It's looking at me. And then it went sideways to the back of the property where they always hang out, right? And it did that side crab crawl to the side. It didn't go straight like it would normally. Not like a spider, like people are talking about spiders. Spiders don't go sideways. This thing went sideways like a crab. So anyway, I ran upstairs and I told my husband and my daughter, and they thought I was crazy, and I was all freaked out, and nobody would listen to me. So I just went, okay, fine. I'm just going to ignore it, I guess. So then summer of 2017, let's see. Oh, I was taking my son, or I had to go pick up my daughter at school. And I saw this black, long cat. It looked like a panther. and it was out in the middle of my yard over by my pump house, and it was going towards the back part of my property. And I looked at it and I went, that's a large cat. That's pretty big. But I was in such a hurry that I didn't really acknowledge it. And so then I get in the car and I take off and I get my kid and I'm thinking about it in the car. And the more I thought about it, that thing was huge. It was huge. Mm-hmm. And it looked like a black panther. So then after that, January of 2019, my dog passed away, and the whistles started becoming more and more. And I was getting a little apprehensive about that because I didn't have my dog around, and the whistles were getting louder. And so I started staying closer to the house. Well, then in 2019 through 2025, I've been recording, taking my cell phone with me, not a video, but just the recording of sound, right? And so I lay it out with me because I'm trying to catch screams and whatever, just to prove to my family that these things exist. Anyway, so.
Hey, Cinder, I got a quick question for you real quick. Do you have something playing in the background? TV or music or something?
It's music. You want me to turn it off?
Okay. No. I just wanted to make sure where I was hearing it from, make sure where it was coming from, because
yeah, I don't want my Bigfoot hearing me. I don't want my Bigfoot hearing me.
That's fine. I just want to make sure, because I had a couple of people ask, hey, am I hearing something? Like, I think she's got music in the background, and it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying,
okay,
I want to make sure where it's coming from so it's identified for later. Yeah.
I'm really weird about my Bigfoot. I don't want them. I mean, I know they know I'm talking about them, but
yeah.
My neighbors, I don't want listening to me, and so I got it pointed to them.
Explain to everybody why you didn't want your Bigfoot hearing you. So
tell everybody what now?
Explain to everybody why you didn't want your Bigfoot hearing you speak about them.
Oh, well, that's because they're out here all the time. I mean, I sit out here and watch them all the time. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to take notes and do it scientifically instead of interacting with them. So I just watch their behavior and what they do. I have not had mine speak that people talk about. I now what I do to them is I close my eyes and I bend my head down to acknowledge that I see them. Mm-hmm. And I had a couple that looked like they kind of did the same thing to me, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, they're out here every night.
Okay.
And they live here 24/7.
And I love
they don't move on.
Down.
They don't move on. They don't go anywhere. They're just always here. And there's seems to be more and more every year. That could just be me.
Yeah.
I started to hear tree knocking too on my property, and that was in I have down here September of 2020 that I started hearing knocking, and that all their activity seems to run around 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 3 a.m.
Okay.
They get really active around that time of the day. The coyotes every once in a while, because I have coyote dens around here, and they get into howling once they hear Bigfoot hollering. They just go berserk over here. And I got what do you call those great horned owls?
Yeah.
Right. And they like to imitate them too. It's just a little bit of difference in their hollers. Or their
listen
noise.
For the trill. Listen for that trill.
Yep. Right. And then let me see, what do I have? See, again, I take these notes.
I'm impressed by the notes. I think that is so awesome that you do that.
Well, there's a lot in these notes that I'm not talking about, but I'm just kind of giving you guys a rundown what I get here.
Yeah.
On June 2021, I was outside again having a cigarette, and I'm on the upper deck, and I hear I have a cow gate down at my entryway that's electric that opens and closes, and I heard this big bang, this big metal bang, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And so I walk to the other end of my deck, and I'm looking out there, and I don't see anything, and then all of a sudden I see this this red eye shine. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it was you guys. And that kind of freaked me out a little bit when I see the red eyes. I'm not really sure what creature that is. I call them werejags, because they half jaguar, half werewolf type. And so I went on AI and I'm like talking to AI, trying to figure out, help me take my evidence and try to correlate it and give me something. That's a whole nother story. When I told it to describe it to me, it told me it could not do that. It was against their rules, and it was too disturbing to tell me what it came up with. So that was kind of
Lord.
Yeah. Let's see. So I have a roundabout that is in front of my house. It has 42 trees in it, and it's a bunch of bushes. And I have a lot of tree structures there. Well, the first time I saw the eye shine was before I left, because it's leading up to what actually happened. I see this eye shine, and so the next day I go investigate it, and I have a tree structure up there. And it's about 4 feet tall, kind of looks like a teepee. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And so then after that, I just kind of started walking around and looking. And I started finding some tree structures, but not that many. There wasn't that many at the time. Well, anyway, then hang on. Then after that, I'm sitting up on the deck and I hear this weird holler. I've never heard it before since. I don't know what it was. It's not a Bigfoot call that I've ever heard somebody recording. And unfortunately, that was the time that I didn't charge my phone and I didn't have it with me recording it. But it was really eerie sounding. So then I knew things were I started to, what's the word I want to say? Started the feeling that I was going to run into this thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. You got that premonition, huh?
Yeah. Things were leading up to that, and I'm going to read you this, and hopefully I don't have any misspelling on it, but I had a face-to-face. Okay. So I'm only like 7 feet. I just measured it the other day. I'm only like 7 feet away from it. So I'm out on the deck and I'm looking at the stars, and it's about 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm upstairs on the deck, and I started thinking, I felt like something was up on the deck with me. Right. My hair started coming up on my neck and my arms, and I'm like, well, that's really weird. Why am I feeling that way? And I heard something on my deck, and I'm like looking around on my deck. I don't see anything.
That don't mean they're not there.
No, right? And then all of a sudden I hear this gruttle sound, and I did send those recordings. I sent you sent Celena some recordings of whimpering and the hollers and the gruntle. The one that really got my attention was when I was up on deck. I heard something. When I re-listened to my recording, I heard this growl like a panther, and you should have that recording, but I guess you don't. Anyway, it did it for about, I think I recorded it for about 5 minutes, something like that. Maybe a little shorter.
If anybody wants to reach out to me personally, CWLENAGARRETT@gmail.com. I will send that to y'all. What it is, you know how you have recordings that it says you've reached your maximum, it won't let you send it. So it's telling me I can't send it, it's too large.
Oh,
Text message. Okay. Then I tried to send it to their email. So it's telling me whatever's too large. What do you call it?
The file's too large.
Yes.
I sent you like 5 recordings, I think.
Yes. So I was going to say, I'll try to send it to you. If you want to send me your email or something, email me at cwlenagarrett@gmail.com.
Yeah, you can pass those around if you want.
Oh,
But
it's so cool.
the growling thing reminded me of a panther in a cage, where
Yeah.
it's making that guttural sound
Yeah.
while it's laying there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sound.
Yeah. And it's the same thing what house cats do when you're playing with house cats and you get them going. That little low growl that they get
Yes.
going.
Right.
Same
I
thing.
love what Riley Ron
Yeah.
Ivy Forrest said.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thankful I didn't hear it.
I got it.
I'm thankful I didn't hear it at the time. I would have ran in the house because it's pretty, I can't say the word, predatorial. I mean, it sounded like it was right underneath me, for one, underneath the deck. And hearing that later kind of freaked me out. But anyway, so I'm sitting up there looking at the stars, and I feel like something's up on the deck with me, and I don't see anything. And I look out on my yard, and I was telling you about my yard and the lighting, how it looked so perfect. I mean, it couldn't have been a perfect night had I asked for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like everything out on the yard was exactly what was underneath my deck, and everything out on the trees was exactly everything up on top of the deck. It was just perfect lighting. And I remember thinking to myself, well, that's nice, because if anything comes underneath me, I'll be able to see it. Or if it's on the deck, I'll be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not more than maybe 5 minutes. And I have so I have to give you the lay down. So I have my round table upstairs with 4 chairs on it. And I took one chair and I pointed it towards the north, which is my back of my property. And I was facing north, but I could look to the west and look out on the yard and see what was out there, right? If anything was coming up on me or anything. Well, anyway, just by coincidence, and it was so weird that I was thinking it and then it happened. I look and I see this big, huge shoulders and this little head on top of it, and it's sidestepping underneath me, right? And see that birdhouse? So I'm like in between that birdhouse and that other one over here, that over there. I'm right there up on top. Okay. Well, I was watching it and it kept sidestepping and sidestepping and sidestepping. Now, if it got clear over here, that's where the light quit beaming.
Gotcha.
Right. Gotcha. So it was really dark there. Anyway, I see that and I'm like, holy cow. Oh my God, what is that? And it was creeping really slow and it kind of freaked me out. And then of course my fight flight kicked in again and my body responded how it wanted to. And last thing, or before I knew it, I had my gut up on top of the railing hanging over and I was looking down. Right.
Trying to find it. Right.
I was going to, I thought I got, things were running through my mind.
Yeah.
I had the advantage because I knew it was there. Do I yell
at
it and let it run away, or do I hang over and check it out? Right. Well, before I knew it, I was hanging over, checking it out. Well, when I hung over, I'm looking down and, I see movement, but now it is in the dark spot. And, I see this movement and it almost looked like the predator, where the body, the wearer, when it was moving, it wasn't corresponding with the things around it. So you could see that there was something there, right?
Definitely
something there. Anyway, it popped up like a jack-in-the-box right in front of me, and like I said, I was probably about 7 feet away from it, looking at it. And it looked at me, I looked at it, and I'm sure we had the same expression on our face, because what I remember of it, I don't remember the facial features. All I remember is its eyes.
Yeah.
And its eyebrows. And it was really dark, almost black. But the eyebrows were like arched up, and the eyes were, I'm not kidding you here, the eyes had to be about that big. And they were iridescent, really bright white. And I remember kind of like, coming up like that.
Getting out of that eyesight, right?
Yeah, and looking down at it. Well, in that time, I could tell that I surprised it just by the look in its eyes, right? The eyebrows and stuff. And it started it looked at me, and then it went down on all fours, and it started making this popping sound, like bones breaking, and
Oh,
sounded painful, whatever it was, or what
Like
it
a
was
way a
doing.
bear gnashes its jaws when it's trying to run you off type thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
just the most bizarre thing. So anyway, it started popping and cracking, and it started turning into that damn crab. And
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, I've seen that before, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that before. I'm not crazy. But then I'm thinking, oh my God, that was a Bigfoot that charged me. And, that freaked me out because it tried to charge me when I was downstairs. Well, then, anyway, so it popped, and it formed into this crab-like being. And the weird thing about it is the back was so flat,
Yeah.
flat. And it looked like my 55-inch TV, that wide and that long.
Yeah.
And then it had its little head, or not little head, but this big head at the end of it. And to this day, I don't know if it had a tail or not. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it made all this popping sound, and it went into this crab form, and then it took off like a bat out of, took off. And when it took off, I'm getting chills now, took off, it did a rainbow arch.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And I don't think its feet ever hit the ground. But when it did the arch, right, there was no color. It was just black, gray, and white. And it looked like a jittery, old-fashioned movie that, that was jiggling. And it also looked like a fairy tale, right?
Gotcha.
So, or a stream. So I could see it still. Anyway, so my deck from end to end is 60 feet. So it went from one end to the other in 60 feet, and it landed on the other end of my bottom of my deck. And it turned around and it looked at me, and then it turned its head back, and it was gone. Now, I don't know if it ran into the forest because this thing moved so quick. I don't know if it just disappeared or if it just ran so dang fast.
I just caught myself holding my breath, and I just.
Well, it was scary, right? So So then I'm like, and by the way, I'm recording this up on my deck, right? Just the sound. So once it did that, I walked over to the other end where it had disappeared, and I don't know why I said it. I said, I'm so sorry I scared you, but you scared me first. But I'm so sorry, right? Yeah. Now, when I was walking from one end of the deck, I went through like a bladder. I don't know how else to explain it. I felt a shift in the air. I felt pressure. I actually felt like I walked through something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like a barrier.
Yeah. So I get to the end of the deck and I say that, right? And then I walk back to where my phone is, and I pick up my phone. I'm trying to open my slider. I'm shaking so bad. I get in the house, and I go to wake up my husband, and I'm like, oh no, I can't do that because he's a construction worker. And I thought, oh, he's going to be ticked off if I wake him up. And he doesn't believe in Bigfoot, right?
Okay.
He thinks all this is crazy. So I didn't go to him, and my daughter was in her room. And I think she had headphones on or something, because I'm like knocking on her door, trying to get her to answer the door. Now, if you would have seen me in the state that I was in, it almost makes me cry when I think about it, because I was scared to death.
Very traumatic, I imagine.
I've been there, honey. I've been there.
Yeah, I was scared to death. And so, anyway, I make my way downstairs, and I'm trying to play back the recording. The recording's not playing back. And then I'm all freaked out that I had lost whatever I had captured. And I'm sitting on the couch with my legs up to my chin, and I call my sister, who lives over by Spokane, and I'm talking to her, and I'm in hysterics. I mean, I'm absolutely in hysterics. If somebody was to come by that house that day, they would have put me in the hospital just to have me checked out. I was just that far gone. Anyway, at that time, the damn thing, excuse my mouth, came up to the window. And it's only like, I don't know, 5 feet from the couch.
Yeah.
And it's a double pane window. and it came up and it did that whistle that I said earlier, but it was so loud. It's like somebody putting their, fingers together and whistling, it was so loud. Now, keep in mind, my husband at the time slept with his window open. And it was right underneath our bedroom, right? And he was sleeping. I have insomnia, so I'm out and about. And my girl, she had her window open. We didn't have air conditioning at the time, so they didn't hear it. They did not hear that whistle, and it was so loud.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as that whistle hit, I was jumping off the couch, running around with the phone in my hand, telling my sister, oh my God, and she's trying to calm me down because she's never heard me so hysterical. And she goes, well, maybe it was a bear. And I'm getting mad. I'm like, no, it wasn't a bear. And she goes, well, maybe it was a transient. And I go, no, it wasn't a transient. And she goes, well, I don't know what to tell you. And I go, I'm trying to tell you what I saw. And she's like, well, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. And I'm like, I cannot calm down. So I end up actually hanging up on her because she was just stressing me out, telling me it was a bear. And that's what my husband always says. It's a bear. And I'm like, it's not a bear.
We know, but
it's the easy thing to say up there. Yeah, especially.
Yeah, it's a bear, So anyways, after that happened, I would have dug a hole in my floorboard if I could have. I was ready for the loony bin at that point. So anyway.
Well, now Ron, our favorite Mainer had a question out there. I know you think you touched on it earlier. Riley Ron actually asked if you had any interaction with like mind speaking. I thought I heard you say earlier you had not had any mind speak at all.
So I don't do what a lot of people do. I don't try to interact with them that often. I did start to feed them a little bit, and then I went, I'm not going to do that anymore because that wasn't giving me any results or anything.
Yeah.
And then I heard on the internet not to do that, so I just don't do it. So again, that's why I say I try to take a scientific mind about what's on my property. So what I'm doing, hopefully, is just writing down what I see. Like one night I was sitting up on the deck and I heard some rustling over in the tree, and I looked over there and I saw this huge, it looked like a minibus, right?
Yeah.
But it also looked like a flying squirrel. And it went off of my tree. I'm going to show you again. So over here, there's this tall tree, and you see the one over by the pump house?
Yeah.
Okay, well, it took that tree that's over on the other side there, and it was at the tippy top, and it jumped from that tree over to the tree by the pump house.
Wow.
It did not make a sound. It did not move a branch. It didn't move that tree it landed on. It just went into that tree. And of course, then I get the big eye shine. That scared the heck out of me because it was just right after my encounter, probably about a couple of weeks later or something like that.
Okay.
Well, anyway, so I just try to document what I see, and again, I don't try to interact with them at all. They have their life, I have mine. So I'm just kind of trying to see, what they do and how they act. They've been here forever, I think. I think they're part of nature. And the reason I say that is because they plant trees a lot. I have a lot of upside down trees here, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And they've been here for a long time. So they've got growth on the top of them now, but they're spindly out,
Yeah. Randy, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to see some pictures and have her explain what we're looking at now.
Well, unfortunately, like I told Randy, a lot of the pictures that I sent didn't get to him.
That's okay.
So he doesn't have a lot of the good ones that I sent off, and obviously not the recordings. So what you're going to see, some may see it, some may not. I don't know. I tried to pick out the pictures that were more visible, I guess you could say. Now, keep in mind too that these guys, here's a real cool thing about them that I found out is that they travel in white smoke or black smoke. And I've seen green smoke, but normally it's black smoke and white smoke.
Okay.
and they can hang out in the trees, and you can get some forms out of those smokes. But that's how they travel. And they also travel in the orbs. And I sent some pictures of the orbs too. I don't think you have. But
no,
if you
all I
look
got
at
was
the orbs, okay. If you look at the orbs, they're really big, and they've got eyes all over them. You know.
Oh, see, I've got those pictures, y'all. If you want me to somehow, maybe get them to Randy and we can maybe do another show and show them.
Well, I don't know if I can do another show because I got a wedding at my place.
Show your pictures.
I'm trying to get ready
so
for.
That they can. What happened is I sent them to text, and somehow they didn't get all of them. So got pictures.
It just didn't get to me. That's all.
Right. Well, it's really cool because the orbs on my nighttime camera or my outside cameras that quit working, by the way.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Would show these orbs, and they go around and they drop off little beings. I don't know what they were. I just know that when they dropped them off, I saw eyes shine. And they also there's one tree I have over here that they seem to drop off a lot. It almost looks like a Christmas tree at night because it's so bright, right?
It's fascinating.
What else about them? There's so many things about them. Some are really bizarre.
I don't
really
know
bizarre.
If you do this or not, but it's bothering me so bad that all her pictures didn't make it.
Selena, send them to my email, the truth or tinfoil at Gmail, and I'll pull that up and get them on here hopefully before we finish the show.
Well, you've got my email, right?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, write this down right quick because my phone's still trying to start. So write down CWLENA
Hang on a second. This is going a little bit different now.
Duh.
CWLE.
In other words, it's CW Lena. LENAGARRETT. So it's CW Lena Garrett at gmail.com. Go ahead and just email me hello, and then that way I'll have your email right quick and can just go ahead and send it.
Yeah, Selena's got the good pictures.
I got it.
Coming to you. It's coming from my normal email though, so it ain't coming from my normal from my truth or tinfoil one, so it'll be coming straight to me. So we're good. We'll make it happen.
Well, the pictures you got aren't that great, but I'll still talk about it.
Chat, Barbara Mora, 86, and all y'all in chat.
So this one is of a Bigfoot. He's in a smoky form. Like I said, they like to travel that way. You can see his features there at the bottom.
Okay, down in this area.
Yep, that's him.
Okay, I'm going to zoom in here.
Oh, I love this. Yeah, look at this now. She's been documenting all this stuff.
Yeah, so that guy. Now, keep in mind too, when I take my pictures, I take them. Well, first of all, I like taking photos. I've got over 20,000 of them, and I haven't gone through them all yet.
Wow.
And a lot of it is because I like to take pictures, but I also have a feeling of where they're at. And then I take a picture and 99% of the time I'll find something. What's the next one?
Next one is, here we go.
Okay. So now this one, if you go to the top, you'll see the black area there. Yeah. Go in on that.
Okay.
Okay. So this is now I told you I call them jag or weird jags, right? Because I do have what looks like jaguars around here. And I wish you had the really good pictures because I have one.
Hopefully she'll get it soon.
Perched in the tree.
I'm saving them as we go.
But that's not a really good picture. I wouldn't have sent that. That's one of the ones that actually got sent by accident.
Oh, okay.
But I could still see it. Maybe not as great.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one?
Especially. Okay. Yeah. Next one. Here we go.
Now this one, okay. I told Jerry to remove this one because I didn't think anybody could see it. But there's two little figures there in the middle, and they're kissing.
In this area right here.
Yeah. And they do a lot of that. They're really family oriented. There's a lot of hugging and kissing going on. So that's what that is.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one.
This one is one caught in the blind. He's sitting in the blind that they make. He's off to the left there.
Right in this area.
Right there. You see his head right there.
Yep.
Yeah. I have a lot of blinds that they sit in. And I sent you a couple of those too that she's got. Ones that are a little bit more clear.
Yeah, and I noticed that this one, you got a little bit of tree bending around here as well.
Yes.
It looks like
So they do a lot of blinds. I have a lot of blinds that they make, and I have a lot of their homes too.
Okay.
That was the thing. After my encounter, my mom became ill. She passed away in 2021, the same time or the same year that I had my close up. Anyway, what was I going to say about that?
Mama, darling.
Oh, I can't remember what I was just going to say. Isn't that weird?
Well, nobody's running interference right now.
Oh, I got so much stuff on my mind. I could just keep rolling off things, But the blinds. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So when I got back from my mom's place, I was there for 3 months, and I came home.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting out front by my roundabout, and I'm having a cigarette, and I hear these whistles. And what the whistle was, it was how I call my red-bone hound who passed away in 2019. It did it 3 times, and then it didn't do it again. And that kind of freaked me out. So then I started going around the property, and I found like 20 plus tree structures. I don't know where they all came from. I don't know how I missed them, but I definitely have a lot now.
Well, you weren't looking for them originally either, so
possibly, yeah. Well, when I first went to the roundabout, I definitely was, but yeah, I wasn't on the hunt for them.
No,
but I was after I got back from Spokane, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as we keep moving in, we got this one next.
So this one, it's a little too close, but there's one lying down by the tree. Yeah, you can see its eyes, right, the 2 eyes.
Yep.
Now, here's something I don't know if anybody knows. I do have a creature out here, and I'm not really sure if it's a Bigfoot or what it is because I have so many different things out here. I'm trying to figure the word for it.
Oh, did we lose Celena? Oh no, she pulled herself off the back. She pulled herself back. I see her. Never mind. She's trying to work behind the scenes. Okay.
What I found out though is that they like to come around and just watch. They don't do much.
Yeah.
They just like to watch.
Yeah.
Their homes that they have, they've been adding on to them, so they're a lot bigger than normal. But the thing I wanted to say was that some of these creatures have one bright eye. And it's like a flashlight, believe it or not. So when it's foggy out here, which we get every once in a while in October, I can see them going through the trees. And you know how a flashlight tunnels out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's only one eye. It's only one eye.
Yeah.
And the other one, I can't tell you what color it is because I can never see it.
Gotcha.
But I've taken photos of them with one eye. And I think you have one of those.
Okay. Well, we'll see if it's the next one here.
Okay.
I don't think that was it. This was a different one.
Okay, here you go. This is it. So if you go in on that guy I showed you earlier.
The one here in the middle?
Yeah. So he's flying. They do a lot of flying. But you can see he's got one eye bright and one eye dark.
Okay.
Right? I don't know what species that is. I don't know if it's a Bigfoot. I couldn't tell you. Like I said, I got a lot of things out here.
Yeah.
And then if you go up from that, you'll see this scary looking dude right there.
That one. Yeah.
No, down below. Right.
Down lower. This one?
Nope. Right there.
This one?
No, over to the left.
Here.
The left. Right there. That
gotcha.
Guy. He's kind of scary looking.
Okay.
But now if you were to look at this whole picture, you'd see all kinds of things in here.
Oh yeah. Looking at it like this, you could see a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Yeah. There's a whole kinds of ghostly looking things in there. They also like to use the trees. So when I said I think they're part of nature, they can go ahead and make faces in the trees. And it looks pretty much what they look like. You know, it's pretty bizarre, but it's also really cool. And I get a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that for sure. And I can see where, you know, this kind of becomes smoky in this area
Yes.
right here.
Yeah.
Moving over this way. So yeah.
That's how they travel. And they travel in clusters. And so I have another one that looks like it's all white. And it's just nothing but a bunch of little beans inside of it. It kind of looks like a spider web. I got that in New Orleans. That's another thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So they're everywhere. I don't know why people go out in the mountains looking for them, because they're on your yard. They're everywhere. I can go anywhere and take pictures in anybody's backyard. I even did one at my sister's apartment complex. So there's not like they're just out in the forest. They're on your property. And they've probably been there forever.
Got a little question here. Standing stones over here. They talk about the Bigfoot spreading all the time up in the trees.
So, yeah, I don't like to talk about that.
Okay. Done then.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to our next one. Now here we go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And everybody that knows my show knows I love circles. So
yeah. So now this is on my roundabout. This is where I've got like the roundabout definitely is a place where they pop in, pop out.
Gotcha.
I have a picture I sent Celena. They made a perfect round out of branches.
Okay.
Up on my roundabout. And it's really active up there. Now that never existed up until last year. A tree fell down and now they've bent it all different kinds of ways. And it's up where that first TP tree structure that I found. Okay.
All right. So right after this, we're into
now this guy's really kind of hard to see, but if you look at him, you'll see the two eyes. He's up in the corner there.
Right in here, right?
Yes. Now I think that is a Bigfoot for sure.
This one in here?
Yes, that guy. And he kind of looks like what I saw hanging over the deck.
Okay.
He was huge.
All right. So then right after that one, we've got this one.
Now this
is
one.
the one I couldn't back up anymore for you.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so this one, again, he's in a smoky form. You can see his two eyes. He's kind of expanded out a little bit.
Is he this one right up in here?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if I can get anything better. Yeah. Looking up in there.
You can see his two eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of gets a little deformed the closer you get, but you'll see his mouth.
Oh, yeah. It pixelated big time because it's already, by the time I got it right here, it's already been blown up a little bit.
Yeah.
So the more I go in, the more pixelated it becomes. So.
Yeah, that's not a very good picture, but that's one of them. Yeah.
Okay. And then this one was one I liked right off the bat when we saw this one.
Yeah. Now I have got like 4 of these around the property.
Okay.
And the weird thing about their dens and their blinds is they always have like 3 or 4 branches sticking out at the top. Mm-hmm. You can't really see it in this picture, but
there's
it's
some
like,
right here.
Yeah. So they're very distinctive. I wouldn't say that the branches all look alike, but they're definitely a footprint of what they do on their blinds and their homes. And that one is 80 feet from my front door.
and you know, they could be using that as a way of them telling themselves how to get which one they need to go back to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I've got more on my south side that I found here about a month ago. I didn't know they had built 2 more homes out there, but we had a huge windstorm out here and a lot of things went down. So I went down in there to see what the damage was. And then I came upon 2 more homes. But yeah, that one's really cool. That one's always here. I don't disturb it. They do what they want to do. Again, I don't really interact with them. I'm just observing them. But that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of, like I said, when you put that one up, I was like, I tried to look closer to it and see. Obviously, it's a bedding for something. I mean, obviously.
Now look at that picture again. If you look to the left.
Over here?
Yeah, bring that up. You see that red, the
this
red
right
shape
here?
there. No, go to your right by the door.
Oh, this?
Yeah, see that whole red thing?
Yeah, it looks like dead ferns to me.
Yeah. Well, it's also, if you look at it from farther away, it also looks like a figure.
Yeah, sure does.
I can't tell you if that is or not, but that's what when I saw it, it looked like a guard at the front.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. What we got next here? That's another version of that one.
Yeah.
And let's see, we got another version.
That's
of that
the same one of the other guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got 2 or 3 of them in a row.
And then this guy.
Yeah.
You see he's all black and he's leaning up against the tree.
Right over here.
Yeah. A lot of times I have a wolf standing there.
Okay.
This is the first time I had a little black guy. With his little green eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not very big.
Yeah, and this is another one that's been zoomed in already. So the more I go in, the more distorted it gets. So
right.
All right, now this one.
Now these are cool. Unfortunately, you don't have the ones that are in my hallway. I mean, my door jamb. Between my living room and my cat room, I call it. It's got the cat food and stuff in it. So this is in the hallway. I don't have anything in the hallway. Now, if you look closer in that, it almost looks like a primate with his hands over his face, like he got caught. And there's something else also with it. You'll see the white down below there, like an eye.
Like this
can you
right
go
here.
Closer in there? Yeah. Can you go closer in that?
Yeah.
So can you see the fingers up at top? Looks like he's got his hands over his face.
Kind of like this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be in my hallway.
No.
That
definitely not.
My hallway was clear. That is not. Yeah. Now the other one that I sent, Celena, was my favorite.
Okay.
I've got like about, I took frames of each picture, and each frame, the individual that I'm taking a picture of is changing. His face is constantly changing. They're really good photos. And that's one, if everybody wants to see something, that would be the one I'd ask Celena for.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like she's working on sending me some stuff right now.
Yeah.
So, she just sent something here. Let's see what I got.
But they're in my house.
Okay.
I have pictures of them. She's got pictures of them on me.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I got you.
Okay. I have just sent the first load. Your minds are fixing to be blown. These are some of the best pictures. Okay. I've just sent the first load. I'm fixing to send you one load at a time.
Okay. Because I got that first load. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those first ones were already I'd already gotten.
Okay.
And
I'm just going to send you all of them, and you pick out which ones you
get. The one in the doorway, right in my door jamb there by my cat room. Okay. That one, my sister. So I was talking to Discovering Bigfoot Encounters and talking to Phil.
Okay.
And he turned me on to a guy that him and his wife are part Indian or are Indian.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I sent him pictures of these individuals on me. And they both freaked out and said those are demons and quit corresponding with me.
Oh, wow.
I only corresponded with them one day. And then I just sent those pictures to my sister in Spokane, and she goes, "How do I get them off my phone? How do I get them off my phone?" And I go, "What do you mean, how do you get them off your phone?" She goes, "I only want angels in my house. Get these things off my phone." So I had to tell her how to get them off her phone, but she was really freaked out about those pictures because they're good pictures. Okay, but I get told that I have demons, and they're not demons. Sorry, folks, but they're not demons.
We did get this one here, so we got a little bit.
There he is.
I can't zoom in though.
Blue eyes.
Yep, I can't zoom in on him though, unfortunately. So
that's okay.
It's still a actual video of the actual picture. So
I don't know how I did a video on a snapshot, but yeah. So
I can't tell you that.
This is out front of my door. I'm sitting there talking to my husband, And
that's your husband right there, right?
yes. And
Okay.
I have this feeling, I get this weird feeling every once in a while. So I started recording.
Yeah.
And when I got done recording, that's what I found.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to pull that one. We'll get you another one up real quick to
Okay, where's the
back to where we were here. All right. And this one I'm going to bring up. It's going to be a little distorted, but I know you were talking about this one backstage as well too.
Yes. Now this is my favorite picture. So if you look to the left, you'll see like a white Sasquatch, I guess you could say.
Uh-huh.
And there's a log that goes in between them, and then on the other side is a black Bigfoot. You see that they're like together.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back. I'm still downloading what Celena sent me to.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of my favorite pictures. I have that on my screensaver.
That one. And oh Lord, then she got another one. She sent a whole bunch. I'm looking to see which ones is which though.
Yeah, there's a couple of them in there behind the black guy. Off to the right. But I just wanted you to see the main two. Those two, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. And as we do this now, I've got a few others downloaded. Let's see if they got on here. Okay. That was one we already looked at that one. Yep. And again, for some reason I got it both. Oh, that's from a different one. That's from a different one. Let me pull this down so I make sure I got the right ones up. How's that?
Okay.
But yeah, I'm getting a lot more from her right now, obviously. So I'm gonna bring these off of there and then re-bring them up so that way it come in like it's supposed to.
Sorry, I got the sun's shining.
Oh no,
on me
you're
here.
all good. Okay, come on now.
This is my baby girl.
Well, here's a shocker. I have fairies.
Yeah, because this is the one I'm about to show you. I think you might say that too. So
okay,
because this is the one I think you were talking about with your orb earlier.
Oh, let me see.
I told y'all I had a lot of stuff to download.
Yeah, I sent her a bunch.
It says 94.
Yeah, and I haven't even gotten through the rest of it yet. So
it's overwhelming at the evidence she has. Like it's
there's one of my orbs. That's a green orb.
Yeah, look at that joker, how big.
Yeah.
That's what the size was I seen in the cow pasture.
Yeah, and I've had that in my house.
Okay, right. I sent
a bunch.
I sent I did what you asked.
Yep.
I sent also the pictures of the little thing in your sewing room or whatever. That thing you was telling us.
Oh, it was by my craft box.
Yeah, by
looks like a little bulldog.
And I am going to find it right now as best I can here.
And then what is that thing in the hallway, Cinder? That thing.
Now that is what everybody calls a demon. I call it my Ewoks.
Wow.
That one freaks everybody out.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see.
Well, if you don't think you're in your house, you're being ignorant because they're in your home.
I don't have anything other than the one, unless you've got a video that you're talking about.
Well,
no, I sent her. I did screenshots of the whole.
Yeah, photo. That's all I had was screenshots. So no videos.
No.
Yeah. And I'm looking at.
Let me make sure I've got that thing.
I'm about to say because I got a couple of videos here.
Yeah, because
they might say they're videos, but I think for some
reason, there's some sort of
snapshot. They did a video.
Gotcha. I know what you're talking about. And that's basically the same one we already saw.
Yeah.
So you got my red eyes.
I got one with red eyes.
Okay. There's one that I walked right up to with the video camera.
And I am trying to find it. I had it in my sights here a second ago.
that the really good clear
There we
pictures
go.
are sent. I want you to tell me, Cinder, what these blue things are when I send those. It looks like wings or something, blue wings or something.
Blue thing.
Let me
Are you
see.
talking about my fairy picture?
Maybe that was it. Is
Hanging
that
on to a
fairy?
bird?
I don't even know. Lord, you've got so many, girl.
Well, I didn't know, there's this thing that not everybody can see your pictures. So I tried to find the pictures that you should be able to see, like this one.
And here
And
we
so
go.
you got some pictures that were sent were just garbage, and then some were the good ones.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do. Oh my gosh, there it is. That's the one I've been looking for. Okay, so here's where she
I got
measured. Oh, here they are. Here's the ones I've been looking for everywhere.
All right, so I'm going to pull this one down. I found the screenshot one that we were looking for.
Okay.
Wow, this is
And
awesome.
we'll get your red eyes one here as soon as I can get it where it needs to be.
I'm sorry, but there's just so much. Which
Well,
I
you're
love.
supposed to pick and choose before you send them.
No, I'm sending him everything. Now here it goes. Here
Oh, okay.
now
Yeah,
is the final stuff that I'm just saying that when you see it, it's gonna blow your mind. Are you ready, Randy? I'm fixing to send it. It's fixing to blow your
Heck
mind.
no, I'm not, but
It's gonna blow your mind.
we got this one right here, though, that I'm about to bring up.
Okay.
That one right there.
There he is with the red eyes. That's the one I walked up to in my woods. So now I'm not scared of him. I just walk up to him. I get about 5 feet from him, and I just start recording if they'll stay still.
Yeah, as long as they stay still. That's the thing.
Yeah. So here's what gets me. The ones with the red eyes, they jog back and forth, kind of like a cat does, with his head bopping up and down sideways on a predator type of thing. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of these she sent in the last batch, and a lot of them I've already gotten. So
okay, if you've gotten any of these, I'm sorry, but I'm sending them right now.
No, you're fine. You're
Here
fine.
they come.
If you doubt,
this is the last batch I'm sending you. So if I've sent you any prior, that shows you I've sent you everything I've been sent, and I'm glad that you were able to grab them and us do it like this, because
at least we can get something there. I mean, I don't want to rain on it too much, but it's just like we got to get it where we need to get to it anyway. So
yeah, there's another picture of red eyes. I was sitting out front again, and I felt like something was standing in front of me. I couldn't see it, so I just started recording. And then I thought, well, I don't want it knowing I'm recording it, so I'm kind of glancing down at my phone. And then I went, what is that? And so then I enlarged it, and I put my cigarette out, and I went in the house. Because it was really bizarre. I got the video of that one. I sent you a screenshot.
Lanita, I just got your message. All I can say is I'm sorry, baby. I'm trying to send everything I was sent. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she's got.
Now this one's the one that came up.
Okay, now this one. So if you go in on that picture, bring it up.
Yep.
Okay, now. So this is how they travel too. I said in green, white, or black.
Yeah.
So they also use the greenery around, like the moss and stuff.
Yeah.
This is not the moss. This is them being in a smoky form. One looks kind of like a lion there, but there's a bunch of them all clustered together in there.
Okay.
Some people.
If you zoom in, you can see it's very obvious, but what it is, you can't go so far.
And the other thing is that blob is not there normally.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
It really is overwhelming. Like when you look at all of it together, I'm so I didn't know it's like they popped up and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I had all these. So
yeah, I sent them.
I'm so sorry.
My favorite ones are missing.
Well, I got one here that came in. I'm going to look at and try and bring up here if I can get it to do it.
Cool pictures, Lanita.
Hey, I'm just trying to pull everything up as I can here, guys. I'm working as best I can.
Randy,
I
we
hope everybody's
appreciate
patient, because if she gets the pictures of the ones in the hallway,
Oh,
it's
they
worth
are.
wait-
They're in
it's
there.
worth waiting for.
Yes, it is. And that's the fairy you said, right? The blue.
I got
No, that
this-
is my.
that's-
Oh, there's the fairy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that, y'all. I
Saw
was
that
like,
one.
look at the
So
little
she's
head on
hanging
top
on
of
to
the wings.
she's hanging on to some weird bird. That's kind of pixelated. I don't know why it's so bad, but that little
I
tuft
did
at
zoom
the
in,
end,
so
the little tuft at the end.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know if
see
that's a
the
flower
head
of her
and the wing.
skirt or if that's the end of the bird and she's in the middle.
It looks like Tinkerbell is sitting on top of a bird, is what it
Yeah.
looks like.
Yeah.
I love that. I just
Unknown
love
bird.
a little fairy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And I got a lot of
Yeah.
fairy pictures.
all right. So
That was my
I
favorite.
think I found the one you were talking about.
In the hallway? I mean, in
It
the
looks
doorway?
like there's something under the table. I saw that.
Yes.
Oh, that's that little one, looks like a bulldog. Yeah.
Yep, there's that one. And then I'm looking one more spot. You said something in the hallway, and the only one I see in the hallway is the one we've already looked at. So
No. There's like 8 pictures I sent her.
Yeah, and I seen them.
I only sent 8 of them because I wanted you to see the chain link changing. You know, they call them skinwalkers, or that's the other thing that I've noticed by observing and taking photos is that
They just went through according to my phone, Randy. You might need to check again.
I'm looking at all of these, and every one of them that you've sent has been that same picture in the hallway.
oh, that's not it.
Hold on.
Come on, Celena.
I'm looking through them.
It should have
I
been the
mean,
last batch.
I mean,
They're-
don't get me wrong. They're
in the hallway.
different names on each one of the pictures, but they're all the exact same picture.
This is one I sent you that's in the hallway.
Okay, no, not that. Hold on. Where are you, Celena? La 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 la. There you are. Okay. Okay. Where is that?
Some of them haven't even went through yet. It's telling me they're not gone through yet because there's so many. So it's taking a minute to go through.
Yeah, because I sent you the ones with them on my head.
Oh, yes.
And I sent you the
those
one
also.
of the tree structure.
Yeah, there's something attached to her head, and then there's something attached to her tan. It's the prettiest little tan dog. Like, it's one color. And there's something attached to that dog's head, and there's something attached to her head. And it's the craziest thing. It's like a little human face attached to her and her dog's neck. So, see
Okay.
how they-
So I'm sending these to you, Celena.
okay,
Okay.
sure. Are you sending them text messages?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, I got that one though.
Okay.
Okay, so let me. All right, they've just come through.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, we've been doing some tonight, girl. See that blue face? That scares me to death. That little Bowie or whatever with the blue face.
Okay. So this one, that one.
Wow. Yes, these are the ones that I sent. I'm telling you. So let me save them right quick and resend them. But it says I already sent them.
Well, and
So
you may have, but what I'm saying is even though they might be different file names, the pictures I'm looking at are exactly the same,
Okay.
just under different file names.
Yeah, I've already
And I'm
sent
talking about the one that looks like the I'm talking about the only hallway picture I've seen has been that one.
Okay.
But it's under 3 different names, it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't even have my white Sasquatch. It's just smiling at me. It's a good picture.
Oh gosh, I got it right here. I thought I sent that to
No,
yeah,
didn't send that one either.
Save. Save attachment.
Okay.
So just smash.
Oh, you don't
So
even
here's-
have the big guy behind the tree.
I know. I thought I sent all that. Save.
Yeah. The pictures he's showing are my junk pictures. The ones that you aren't showing are the good ones.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to send you everything I get, darling. I promise. Y'all know that I am because I'm
I know.
wanting you people to see how impressive some of this stuff is. and it looks like some little peoples wrapped around the bottom of one of these trees. It's so cool. That's not counting the Bigfoot hiding behind the tree on the left. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the ones in the hallway, in the doorway that I've been talking about that everybody thinks is demons.
Okay.
Got to get there. Hold on. Oh, here they are. Okay.
I'm gonna send you what she sends me, Randy.
Yep.
Okay. It's I have to save them first and then go back and send them by email.
Okay, I just sent you the ones that everybody calls demon. Now that guy, you see him? See the little
Yeah.
bulldog looking guy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I brought him up for you to look at and see him. But that's outside of the one we showed already. That's the only indoor one I've gotten.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I just sent her some more.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to.
There's just so
make
many.
Everybody hang on and wait.
If you like I said, it could be worse. She could have no pictures whatsoever, but she's got more pictures than what a person even would take. So we're blessed to have.
I said, I got 20,000 pictures. I haven't even gone through them all yet.
Randy's like 20,000.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to have enough time to go through all those.
No. I didn't send you all those. I haven't even gone through them yet.
I am trying. There was one I did download. I saw. I did want you to look at real quick. If I can find where you are at.
Yeah, you got some
Here
stuff
we go.
in your yard, girl.
I think we talked. I don't remember bringing this one up, but I wanted you to see this one. So I saw it, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it because it was a little bit out of the ordinary for what I saw.
Yeah. So that one wasn't supposed to go to you, but
I can't help it. I didn't do it.
Yeah, that one's too hard to explain.
Okay.
It's a crappy picture.
All right. Just a bad picture. Got it.
Yeah. Just a bad picture.
Okay, so
then we're just going to keep blaming Celena for it.
Yes, Lord,
it's your fault.
Celena and Tex.
Celena.
I want Tex because Tex was a personal.
the family. Well,
it's funny. Me and Celena have been talking back and forth, and I've been showing our pictures, and she's just like, "Oh my goodness! Oh, we got to use that one. Oh my goodness!" Like, yeah, they're out here.
Yeah,
it looks it.
Why that girl? She's got Lord mercy. Okay,
so send the ones the brown ones that are in the doorway. That's the last ones I sent you.
That you have just sent me. Okay,
the last one I just sent you. That's the one I want you to show for sure.
Okay, so you've done showed them that all of the eyes, did it? Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Just send that one right now.
Okay. Remember, I'm saving them, and then I go to my email and send them all. But you got to save each individual picture as you send it. So that's what I'm doing, baby. I promise I'm moving fast as I can.
You guys need to have like an email you send this stuff to, so you don't have to do all that.
Oh my gosh, look.
Normally we would have already done that, but we've got several of us involved in it, so we got mix-ups here, there, and wherever it sounds like. So
I'm just glad that she's here and that people are fixing to get to see all this. Yeah. I'm just so glad that she has decided to share this with us, because if people didn't, like for instance, this woman did not make up these pictures. I mean, this is really happening on her property and in her home, or else there wouldn't be nothing appearing in the pictures.
Yeah.
So anyways, hang on, almost done. All right, I think I got everything she just sent. I still want to know what that one is. It looks like a green little Bowie or something. All right. Just make sure before I send it. I'm thinking I got everything, and I've downloaded those. Okay, so we're backing out of that, going to email, and I'm fixing to send everything.
Here, I thought we wouldn't have an hour to talk.
Oh.
We
Hey, honestly,
I thought I would run out of things to say.
and all the shows that I do on with us Misfit toy people, type thing.
Yeah.
It's these that we have the most fun at because we're like stepping and fetching, trying to figure. Oh wait, what did we mess up with that? Oh well, let's go back to this. And you just start BSing, and once you start BSing, that's when the fun really starts happening.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
But you got
the ones of you and your dog, and also.
Oh, that one, yeah. There's a Bigfoot in the background.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start right now and show you the thing that appeared in the hall.
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start sending them.
At least I think it's good.
Yes, they are good. Okay, and then I'm gonna go from there, and then I'll let y'all look at the thing in the hallway.
Yep.
And then I'll go back and send the other ones.
Okay.
They're coming right now, Randy.
Okay. I'm out there waiting with bated breath.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, doesn't help. That doesn't sound
She
good.
just found another good one.
No, I just got an email from somebody really special.
Oh, okay.
I said, oh, because it caught me off guard. Okay, let's see.
Okay, here we go. Now I see what you got here.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I'm about to, as soon as I get the
so now one picture of the one in the doorway there, one is with nothing. It just shows a brown line. So I put that one in there so you could see the progression of the first photo. There's like 12 photos, but I only sent like 6, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I think she's only giving me the 6 that you're talking about.
Okay, that's all you need. You'll see. You'll see.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to kill that so it stops sharing, and we will go back to sharing again as soon as I bring that back up. All right, so we got those. Refresh here. Lord have mercy. Get off there. Now my stuff's messing up. Thanks.
It's my Bigfoot. They don't want you to see it.
I'm moving fast as I can.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. I'm missing one. Hang on.
What do you think of those?
They're actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's not letting us down, I tell you that much. She has got the evidence, I tell you.
Yeah. I can't wait to go through a lot of my videos, but my pictures, they take a long time though.
Yeah, I'm going to just send these on, and you can pick out what you want to pick out and show. Is all I know. Okay. Here they come.
Okay,
That's all I'm sending you, Randy. That's it.
Okay. Well, we're going to go with what we got here. So
all right.
I am going to, some of them are extras. So
yeah, and just pass
we'll
right by them. If you get extras,
we're going to go these from the door.
Look, that's a lot of pictures for me to remember which ones is which that you've already seen.
Okay. Here we go. Here's the first one I see.
All right, y'all. Look at that.
So now that's in my hallway. My cats were being really weird. And I thought, well, they're seeing something. So I started taking photos. And the photos are a live photo. So then I just went in and I did frame per frame. And you'll see it change.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Next one.
Look at that. Her head was like this and that's straight. Wow.
Those are my Ewoks.
Well, they something
and then
going on.
That one was about the same, but just a slight bit of a difference, but not much.
Yeah, her head was tilted in the first one.
Well, you got 2 of them here that are almost exactly the same right here.
Oh, it's probably a duplicate then.
Yeah. And then we got that one.
Yeah, that one's a little darker.
Yeah. You can't even see through him.
No, not one bit. He's obscuring whatever's there.
Yeah, he's in my hallway. I mean, he's at the door jamb of the hallway.
Lower, girl.
And then that's where you zoomed in.
He's got to be about 4 feet tall. And that's the beginning or the end, I guess.
Okay.
Because you can see the picture framed out at the bottom. It just disappeared.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I got like
in your
8
house.
or 9 or there's whatever. How many of those slides you see at the bottom is how many pictures I have of that thing. When
Yeah.
it
Wow.
kept changing.
Yeah, we got about 4 or 5 here. So
Yeah. Everybody calls those demons. That's the one my sister freaked out about, telling me to take them off her phone.
yeah, I can understand. I mean, if you're sitting there looking at it and somebody sends that to you, hey, look what I found. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Looks like a little Darth Vader right there.
Yeah. Little Ewok. Now they're in my house a lot. I have a video of my lamp going. It's a touch lamp.
Yeah.
And I was talking to it and it was going on and off and on and off.
I thought I had already added myself back to the stage. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, Paramedic says it's not created by light either.
See, now that one's
right.
kind of interesting. Look at that
Kind
face.
of cockeyed. You know,
Yeah.
looks like a little girl almost. If you look at it close. Yeah.
Look at that. That's what I'm telling y'all. What would you do if you seen something like that appear in your hall?
Oh, went too far. Hang on. Time out. There we go. I mean, honestly, look at. I know it changes a little bit of the perspective when you take the picture because you see the handle move down and up.
Yeah.
So yeah, but still, I mean, the figure itself looks like it's moving a little bit.
Oh yeah, he's constantly changing.
So.
Oh, you're calling it a he.
Oh,
or
well,
she, whatever.
he.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe she seen something that I wouldn't see.
No.
No, I didn't see
were
no
just
tallywhacker or anything.
we were commenting because this one you look at it and it looks like a little girl kind of with her head kind of cocked to the side.
Yeah.
Whereas the next one looks more masculine, you know. So
yeah.
Hey,
well, it changes quite
a bit. And Pops and 86. Love y'all. Pat Garrett, Sandra Piper. Love y'all. I don't know. Let me see if I got any other names after that. And if let's see, Pat Garrett, 86. Denise. Hey. Oh my gosh. See,
did you find the one with the individual in the tree squatting there?
Let's see here.
There's a bunch of individuals in the tree.
Well, it's that one that looks like a Black Panther that's up in the tree, or it's a Bigfoot. I'm not sure.
The close up you were talking about.
I'm
trying to see if I can see it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. She's got a bunch of Bigfoots in the trees. Let's see.
Well, this one is the one I wanted you to show.
Okay, here it goes.
You see him?
Let's see what I got here.
That's a white Bigfoot.
Which one?
He's looking around. He's looking around my post in the front. Looks better in the picture than what I'm showing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
See if I can see that.
She, what is her name? She's wanting me to call her. Cinder is these things. Look at her hair and look at her dog's neck, and tell me what little faces are landing on her head.
You see that on my head?
That is not her hair, y'all.
No, that's not my hair.
On top of her hair is a face that appeared on her hair in the picture. And then there's one that appeared on her dog's neck. Is that not weird?
And then
I see the one. I see the one with the dog's neck.
And then look, that thing is not a ponytail, Randy.
Okay, I'm going to bring that up right now. Okay, just to let you know. Yeah. I've got that. Let me get it downloaded first, and then I'll bring it up. How's that?
Whoop.
Oops.
Yeah, see, I don't have anything like that. I don't have anything like that at all.
This guy's dancing around. He was the one that I was recording secretly, and then I zoomed in on him, and I saw him, and I put my cigarette out and went in the house.
Okay, this one you were talking about?
Yes. So I've got a bunch of pictures. The faces change on the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
I have one I was just showing, kind of looks like a spider type of thing on my head. But I really like this guy. He was. Oops. I've got a bunch of pictures of him. He was pretty out there.
Okay. Wow. Cool.
Yeah. And you would think it was a woman's ponytail. But
I do have a bun in my hair, but my bun isn't that distorted and
didn't look. It looked like it was blurred up. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And then of course, the one on her dog's neck was crazy.
This is the one I wanted you to show.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that one. I'm
He's
trying to see
sitting up
where
in
it
the
might.
tree.
Let me see if I think I might have it here. Let me get this one on here real quick. Okay,
He's one of my faves.
7.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to show pictures. This one I thought was really cool. Can you see the guy in the moss?
Yes, over there on the
wait.
left.
Hang on.
There he is. Oh,
Put him. Oh,
yeah, you had him.
I was going to show yours back, but okay, we'll go back to this one.
I'll
There
go
we go.
back to that. There he is. And blow that up a little bit.
See,
All
that's
right.
what I'm saying.
There he is.
Look at that face, y'all. To me, it looks more like a dog man than it does a Bigfoot. To me,
He looks smoother. I don't think it's a dog man. I think it's more of a, because I get a lot of these. I have a lot of these guys on the property, and they I call them weird jags because some of them look like werewolves and some of them look like jaguars.
One of them had a what'd you call it? A snout. One of them in your pictures had a snout.
Oh, that's a different picture, but they don't look the same. But I understand.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Yeah, I like him. He was my first. Or she. I call that a
That
girl.
came out wrong.
I didn't catch it. You're good.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Quit
Well,
moving yourself
I
around there,
guess
Celena.
y'all were not disappointed in tonight's show.
Nope, not one bit.
Good.
Oh, I told you she had a lot of evidence. Nobody was believing me.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I mean-
Nobody believes me anyway.
It's all right.
and
Barbara
you know
Morris
what?
says it. Put it in a book. Do a
How-
photo book with them.
Listen to this. If I could go back, that's one thing I'd change. Instead of pictures, I'd have took a video. But I was in shock or something. I mean, I'm telling you, I just was not thinking straight.
Well, y'all have
Yeah.
any questions?
Yes.
Anybody?
Has anybody got any questions for Miss Sweet Cinder?
Let's see. Y'all got anything? Because everybody's marveling at the photos. Actually,
Photos. Yeah, they're enamored with the photos.
Yeah, I have better ones. But yeah, if you
Let's
could find the
see.
white face dude coming around the column.
and
don't
that
have
one
him?
I'm not really seeing that one. Oh wait, hang on, time out. I may have found it.
I
Is it
sent
kind
that
of
out
a?
for Christmas
What am I?
Hang
to
on a
help
second.
my
I'm
whole
going to see.
family.
Well, I'm waiting on it to do what it's supposed to do here.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
There it goes. All right, last one I'm gonna try here. See if I can get it to come up here.
Oh, I see what I'm doing now. Okay. I'm trying to, Lord of mercy. Look at that white Bigfoot. Blows my mind.
I love
Clearest,
that picture.
clearest eyes.
Yeah, and he's
the
smiling
eyes.
at me.
And look at that nose. You can see that nose so clear.
He's smiling at me.
Is it this
Wow.
one?
Yes, there he is.
Wow.
He's in a white smoke.
I'm
White
talking
mist.
about the other one, the other white Bigfoot that was in the
Mm.
tree. How clear its face was. Hold on. I'll show you. Hold on. This one. This one. You can see its nose. Oh, hold on. You can see its
Oh,
nose.
yeah, we covered that one
showed
earlier.
That one,
I
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
It blows me away how clear it is. Like
yeah.
it's saying, hello, take my picture. It's okay.
That's my
Tell the
screensaver.
world about me. I love that.
But they like to come up to the camera and smile at me a lot. They're not aggressive. I don't know about. I call them hillbillies out in the forest, out in the hills.
Hey, I resemble that
Because-
remark.
Well, same here, but they're more aggressive up in the mountains. It looks like from what I hear.
Yeah.
These guys are pretty docile. I mean, they haven't. I was scared to death, like I told you when I first had my encounter. But being gone for 3 months and thinking about it, and then I just came back with a scientific mindset. I'm just going to start documenting things.
Yeah.
Here.
Can't
Yeah.
go wrong having a
Document.
Yeah, document it.
And see what if Cinder agrees with me, isn't it? It's funny how your family is the first ones to say you're crazy.
Oh, they're in denial.
You know,
But you know what?
Cinder, it's like that.
the recordings I sent you, the hollering and all that, they listened to it, and I said, well, what is that? They go, that's weird. What is that? And I said, that's what I'm telling you. Well, I don't know what that is, but that's just weird. That's all they say. No. And the funny part is my husband believes in aliens. And I said, well, they are kind of alien. You know, everything out here is kind of alien.
Was it that said, Daryl Denton? He said he asked them, if I'm not mistaken, Daryl said on his interview, he said, are you from another planet? Are you from, and he said they went.
They said yes. See, I don't have any mind speak. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're reading my mind, good for them. Deal with that. No. Yeah, I don't have mind speak or any of that. I walk right up to them though, pretty much at night. I'm just not scared of them anymore. It's pretty bizarre. I should be, but I'm, they're big.
What is so funny is look behind you right now in the
I'm sure you probably see stuff in there.
Can you see the trees right now? I mean, I'm serious really at the faces that are in the trees right now.
Yeah. Come around 5 o'clock when the sun hits it weird differently. It'll make the dark spots even darker, but they punch out like 3D. I've
got to come and visit you, girl.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that shock thing that happened was only because it was the first time I ever seen one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that second little one that appeared, Lord, I think that just threw me off because I have never, first of all, seen such a small, scruggly little scrunchy thing.
Yeah.
So malnourished. It was like cheekbones was showing. And
I told you, if I could have dug a hole in my floorboard, I would have. I was so freaked out.
Oh my gosh, girl.
I mean,
Pat Garrett, I was going to tell you, you have a message coming to you. Give it a little time. My phone is messing up on me tonight. But anyways, thank you, by the way, for everybody that came and visited us tonight. And Southern Belle Bigfoot just loves y'all. We love Randy and we love Cinder for coming and telling us her story. I know this was a lot. And thank you so much. And I'm sorry I went off stage for a while, but y'all see how that took some time.
Yes.
Save everything and then go send everything. And I couldn't remember. I was just trying to send them in a row. But y'all, I love every one of you in chat. You know that. Randy, love you. Cinder, love you. And thank you so much for being here for us tonight. We ran over a little bit, but I so enjoyed you, girl.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
I was going to ask Randy to send me his email address and I'll send you some things.
Oh, yeah. No worries. I'll give it to you as soon as we go backstage. I'll get with you on it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right.
I'll give you some good pictures.
I love y'all so much. Love y'all, Brett. Love you, Patrick. Love all y'all. Denise.
Well, thanks for hearing me out. Not thinking I'm crazy.
Always. And I'm going to push the button. Here we go.
Okay. See ya.
I love y'all.
Howdy, folks. Tex here. Welcome to Southern Belle Bigfoot. Let me introduce y'all to a great friend of mine, Celena.
Hey, y'all. I'm Celena. I started this channel because I had my own encounter, and I know what it's like to be ridiculed and unable to share my experiences. I want to give everyone a safe haven to share their encounters with these magnificent beings. I love to hear yours as well. Please email them to me at cwlenagarrett@gmail.com. And if you'd like to support me in my journey to the truth, my Cash App is $Selena Bigfoot, and I look forward to hearing from you.